Hello everybody, welcome to a new episode of Mewgenics. Hello. Probably everybody fucking left in the first 5 seconds of this. I know it. But we're back with a new episode of Mewgenics. I didn't post yesterday because I took a nap at 9 p.m. and woke up at 1 a.m. because I worked the entire day and was very tired. So sorry about that, no vid. But we're back. I'm back, and today I decided that I would make a normal episode where I'm just playing the game, watching the game, like talking about the game and stuff like that. So it would be a normal run and a nice little return to form. No Bible reading, no, and I mean, I don't think I'm gonna continue that series, by the way, because that's, let's just be honest, just reading something you do not understand for hours on end. It's like my head hurted by the end of the episode, by the end of one chapter even. So yeah, if I'm gonna do a Bible reading, I'm gonna do it in English, or I'm not gonna do it at all. And it's not guaranteed that I keep going, so, you know, don't hold your breath for it. But yeah, let's look at my cats for this. This one has a lot of HP and a lot of dexterity, which makes me want to make him a hunter, because the constitution debuff he takes doesn't bring him too low, and he has 10 dex. That's very nice. You, on the contrary, are quite weak, but all of your other stats are nice. So I'm going to make you something that brings up your constitution. There you go. You have a lot of speed and a lot of strength. I'm kind of afraid of taking away your HP. I'm going to make you a tank, okay? And Smorker. You're kind of weak everywhere. I'm gonna make you an engineer. Okay, let's look at what I can bring on this task. Am I going to make this quest? Take it to the throbbing archery in the boneyard. You never. That's where I call your mother's root, by the way, the boneyard. And I usually bring my putrid leech to your mom throbbing archery in the boneyard, if you know what I mean. You never level up and die when downed. You have life steal on all your attacks and abilities. So it's basically the other one, but easier. Okay, so Sartre? Oh, not Tether. I can't. What the fuck? How do you read Sartre from that? My god. Who am I gonna fucking nerf to death? Honestly, you. Yes. Who am I going to equip next? To be honest, you. Maybe you get this, actually. Okay, Loki, let's not bring too much shit, because I'm probably gonna lose, and I don't want to lose my items. Too many of them. And I can always grab some things along the way, if you know what I mean. Okay, let's fight. Let us fight. You are getötet. You okay? What's this? Start with tech 1. Oh, that's nice. And I always have tech 1. I like tech builds for my. Well, I mean, whatever build I do with my engineers, I like to have high tech. Always. I do think it's quite. The low tech items really are not good, in my opinion. I mean, they're better than nothing, and you can. Some builds don't need high tech; they need more, like a lot of items that can be discarded really quickly. But to be honest, I'm more of a high tech kind of build for these guys. Like, see, okay, barrels. Okay, that's not the best example of good. I mean, I'm not high tech, by the way. I just have 1 tech, but the max is 3, so I don't think there's a lot of high tech. There you go. Okay, very simple. Quite happy with how that went. Not really difficult by any means. Oh, marked is good. Let's freaking go. No, sorry, Tracy. That's her name, right? Sorry, I'm not gonna buy your shit. I don't have coins. It's crazy that she sells things for like a few coins. What's this? Stoic, if you end your turn with unused movement action, gain +2 bonus moves. Quite good. This setup, this fight is traumatic for me because I remember getting my ass absolutely destroyed on this on a video, and that was traumatic, I must say, because I had quite a good run. I felt, obviously, it wasn't that good. It's a bit stupid to just send my tank way off, but you know, if I was smart, I would not be making Mewgenics videos, I think. Or maybe I would just have won the game already. Maybe that's what smart people do. Oops. I just clicked something on OBS on accident. I hope that wasn't a problem for your viewing experience. Yeah, I was hoping like something would happen, but that's nothing. What can I talk about while I played this easy early game? I recently played and finished the game Esoteric Ebb. If you don't know the game or not too familiar with it, it's I mean, I'm gonna compare it to Disco Elysium a lot, because I mean it's admittedly a Disco Elysium like in all sense of the words. Like saying it's a Disco Elysium like is not enough to describe it. It's very much like in the strict sense of the expression, like Disco Elysium. It's basically Disco Elysium if instead of like the custom setting of Disco Elysium that was written not for it, but like before by the author and stuff like that, if it was in a custom D&D setting, basically. It's like D&D rules, D&D 5 rules, I believe, but homebrewed by a few things, changing a few things and stuff like that. And you can only go up to level 6, and you can only play cleric, technically. But basically, if you're not familiar with Disco Elysium, that description doesn't mean shit to you, but the game puts you like in the shoes of a cleric in a high fantasy world in a city where, I mean, you know, like usually when talking about fantasy and building fantasy worlds, the most commonly used form of government is a monarchy, right? Well, this game kind of like poses the question, like, what if in this high fantasy universe with more or less medieval level of technology and stuff like that, what if they were to hold an election, modern day, like democratic election to elect, and I mean that's a very interesting, I mean, in my opinion, it lends itself to a lot of very interesting first reflections and stuff like that, but also it's very funny. And I mean, the game is mostly, in my opinion, it tries to be kind of deep like Disco Elysium, and at times it succeeds. But to me, it's way more successful when it tries to be lighthearted and makes jokes. Also, the characters are really a highlight for me. But basically, the campaign is that basically a tea shop in a medieval high fantasy town exploded, probably from magical fire, but that's not something you can be certain of at the start of the game. And you are a cleric who works for the government, who is put in charge to solve the mystery, why it exploded, who exploded it, and stuff like that. But everything is kind of working against you, very much like in Disco Elysium. Like, you first of all you lose your memory, and so you recover your memory and stuff like that as the game progresses. So in that sense, you're basically a cop trying to solve a mystery while also having like lost your memory, which is, I mean, that's when I say it's like Disco Elysium. Basically, it's Disco Elysium in D&D, which is very not. It doesn't sound nice to say because it's obviously much more than that. But when you have to describe it something real quick in a sentence, it's quite accurate. And I mean, it's really, really good. I really enjoy it. I mean, I'm a big D&D fan. I'm a big Disco Elysium fan. And the whole, recipe of Disco Elysium and stuff like that, I think lends itself perfectly to just really good games. And also because it's a D&D homebrew, you also obviously have a dungeon delving element, which is fun. It's really fun to hear people like kind of rationalize this D&D, which very idiosyncratic world that D&D adventures kind of take place in, right? Because kind of trying to rationalize and make explain logically in a political context how adventuring and dungeon delving can take place, like, you know what I mean, like, and how it can be durable and stuff like that. And it's really fun to kind of like things that you probably don't really think about too much because you have to suspend your disbelief, obviously, usually. But this game kind of like is very meta in that way, that it explores these themes directly. Like, you can have characters being like, yeah, but this is a epic lore spell and I have to regenerate my spell slots, like it's nothing, without being taken out of it, because the whole entire concept of a quest and stuff like that is I mean, it's really well done, is what I say. And I mean, if you have some time, I mean, it took me I finished it in 17 hours, so roughly, something like that. So it's quite short. It takes the same narrative structure as the Disco Elysium as well, in that you have 3 days to, basically the election is in 3 days and you have to solve the mystery by the election time, and the game ends with you putting your ballot in the mailing in the election box. That's nice. So yeah, really, really good game. Just finished it. Not gonna play it again because I feel like I got my perfect ending on my first try, if I can be so, well, not necessarily the perfect ending, but my favorite ending. Like, I didn't really feel like I wanted to try shit out anymore, because maybe I'll revisit it in a few years, but right now I'm not the type. I mean, unless a game is really, really, really good, I don't usually replay them. Like even Disco Elysium, like I played once and I tried to play it again and I was like, whatever, later. And I mean the only games that I can really replay are games where the story is kind of an aside, you know what I mean? Story focused game, even when they have multiple endings, I have a hard time doing again. Because I'm much more of a gameplay person, so just experiencing the gameplay multiple times in a row and just discovering its subtleties and stuff like that, I don't have a problem with it. But the moment I have to just read the same mediocre dialogue again, I mean, I'm not talking about Esoteric Ebb in this case, obviously, because the dialogue is quite fun. But some games really just have they have a nice story, but usually games like Genshin Impact or Zen Less Than Zero, where I don't know if it's a translation or something like that, but a lot of the dialogue feels so fucking boring and filler and stuff like that, especially for the side quests, that even though the story is interesting and I love the story of Zen Less Than Zero, and at its best it's really good, at its worst it's a slog to go through, and that's the case with a lot of games I don't know, nothing comes to mind right now, but because I don't play them, but games like Gothic, which the story is an important part of Gothic, but it's told in a way where dialogue, first of all, is minimal. It's a lot more environmental, and the gameplay is really fun. When I played Gothic, I only played it once, but I do plan on revisiting it in the future. And when I played it, I went with a stealth archer, because I'm very original, and a thief. And I feel just the experience of playing mage or another class would be so different in terms of gameplay that I wouldn't even mind playing the same game again. You know what I mean? I think that just playing a game solely for the story lends itself to a lot of boredom. for me, that's obviously my opinion. I know a lot of people like to replay games for the story, and that they view the gameplay more as a hindrance, and they're like, I cheat so I can just go through the story again. And I get that. I mean, obviously I couldn't see myself in your shoes if you do that, but that's fine. But yeah, so I'm probably not gonna play it again so soon, because I need to forget the story, so because the gameplay doesn't compensate for the fact that I already know what the fuck is going on, and I met most pure characters. I got 3 dates by the end of the game. My phylogenistic agenda quest went crazy. But yeah, really good game. I recommend anybody plays it. So if I remember her debuff, that's a bad idea. That's something I learned. So yeah, been playing that. Played it actually and finished it. Really made me want to play D&D again, first of all, but that's not necessarily something I have full control over, because I need players. I'm a DM, but it also made me want to, obviously, because I can't really play D&D whenever I want. It did make me want to play Baldur's Gate again, a lot. Baldur's Gate 3, I mean. And if I do play it again eventually, which is either not gonna happen at all or going to happen soon, I'm going to be let's playing it, probably doing a honor playthrough. I mean, I touched on that real quick, I don't remember when, but on this channel recently somewhat, but I do want to say that's something I've thought about a bit more, and I want to because, as I said, I mean, while Baldur's Gate 3's story is fine, it's definitely not the reason I play for as much as I did. I mean, the gameplay is just miles ahead of the story for me in terms of enjoyment, and I want to play the game again in a playing honor run, which is basically like an Iron Man mode for this game, where basically when you die, you're when you die, basically your character is removed, or you can just run it normally, but that's not interesting. Obviously, that's not the point. So I want to do that again because I mean, as I said, I was among the first players to really just finish honor mode, and they changed it quite a lot since then. They made it harder. They made it that more bosses have unique AI, that they have more legendary actions, which was not the case at first. They had just the same amount, I think, if not like just more, but like not that much more. So, you know, I need to play it again. I also, like, when I played it, I did it in a I played a character that, like, I played a bard, and I really I want to, you know, experience it in a different setting, is what I'm trying to say, like a different class, different things. So I want to play it again, and I'm probably gonna let's play it. I mean, if I do, I will let's play it. Because yeah, everything, and also, yeah, that's what I want to say. Since I finished it, I haven't like, I still lack one Steam, what's it called? Success? I mean, trophy? What do they call that on Steam? Whatever. I still need one of those. Achievements, yes. I still need one Steam achievement for the game, which is the one, if you've played the game, it's the one where you save, by the end, you save all the tieflings. Like, all of them. And I know how to do it, but I never did it. So I think it's time I did it, because 100%ing this game would be nice, since it's one of my favorite. I don't think I should leave it there, and it's been a while, because I mean, I did play it in early access, and I did play it again the year of its release, in the first few months. So it's been a while, technically. Like, I haven't played it in a while. When did it come out? 2024, that's for sure, I think. Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, it came out in 2023, my lord. Okay, it's been 3 years since I've played it. So yeah, that's definitely on the playlist, even though, I mean, I've already finished it 3 times. One in when doing the quote-unquote good ending, in the not evil ending, when doing the evil ending, and but doing it with Dark Urge, and when doing the regular evil ending with a honor character. I've actually never played the game in any difficulty except for honor and tactician, because and I felt that the tactician difficulty was too easy. That's why I went into honor mode quite fast when it was added to the game. But I've never played like first of all, I've never played a single mod in this game. I did have a few like mods that would change your action bar, because the vanilla one was when the game was in early access, I mean. They changed it after early access, obviously. It's not the same anymore. But the action bar was quite bad. So oh my god, I lost! No! It's not worth living anymore. I'm gonna save scum. And I'm gonna blow my nose real quick. I think I'm sick. I have a cold, I think, which is crazy because it's so fucking hot out there in Europe. I mean, the biggest heat wave is gone, but like it's still warm. I mean, it's summer. So yeah. What was I saying again? Yeah, Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is definitely on the agenda. Don't really want to set anything in stone in terms of game plan, but let's see. I finished my first playthrough as an occultist, a warlock. Sorry, that's a French name, occultist. I played my first playthrough as a warlock, and my second playthrough as a monk, and as I said, my honor playthrough as a bard. So that leaves me a few classes that I've never experienced as a player. Obviously, I've played as a rogue with Astarion, as a cleric with Shadowheart, and you know, barbarian with Karlach, and I mean warlock with my character, obviously, but also with Will and stuff like that. So I think, oh yeah, I did do a huge playthrough as druid. It's a playthrough that I lost though, because it was just one of my biggest honor run, you know, because when you play honor, you have runs that you never finish because you die, but you can go quite far in the game. I think I died in by the end of Act 2 with that druid playthrough, so I was kind of mad, but so that means I have a lot of experience with early game to mid game druid. But I do like the druid as a class. I mean, I think my two favorite D&D class, D&D 5 basic default class, are warlock and druid. I also like rogue, but usually I like rogue in video games, right? The D&T implementation of rogue is not that great in my opinion. But I mean, it's great, but there are so many other classes that I really love that I would rather play a sneaky warlock than a rogue. Or dual class, but you know. Sorry. But yeah, so that leaves me with mage, but though because I never really ran Gale in any of my runs. Because I don't really, I mean, I don't hate the man, but that his story never appealed to me too much, and his character seemed, at first he seems just random, like, I mean, I know his entire story, don't get me wrong, but I never did like any of his endings and stuff like that, because I think other character stories are more interesting to me. And yeah, so maybe playing mage, because I never ran mage, but I don't really like mage. If I do play a spellcaster, it's either going to be a cleric or a sorcerer, I think. Never played sorcerer in my entire life, actually. Mizora, you can control Mizora in some of the endings, and she's a sorcerer, so that's the extent of my experience playing a sorcerer. I never played a sorcerer in the real life D&D. It's not really a class that I care about, to be honest, but it's also one I've never played and never been interested, like lore-wise. So maybe that's why I don't really know about it too much, enough to pass judgment. So maybe it would be a good experience. But I also never played any of the classes that are like... so for instance, I've never played warrior or barbarians and ranger either, like never really, like all the non, like the classes that don't spellcast. I usually play a spellcaster. And so I'm not used to playing barbarian, warrior, or ranger. I don't want to play a ranger, or if I do, it's gonna be a build that's centrates on summoning animals and stuff like that, because I don't really like ranger. I mean it's not that I don't like ranger, but it's just I'd rather play a rogue if I want to use a bow. So yeah. See, if I do run, I also like would never play warrior, to be honest. I really don't like warrior. The gameplay seems to me kind of boring. Also, like lore-wise, just not my type of character. I mean, I know I can make anything, but like, just don't really like warriors. Sorry, if you love warrior and it's your favorite class, I mean, you can do whatever you want. But you know, it's not my style, is all. In terms of race, I usually play a drow because they're my favorite. Dark elves in general, like I always play dark elves, whatever the game I play. But D&D drows are particularly interesting to me. So I usually play drow, but I did play a gnome for my... or elfling for my... I don't remember. I've played elves, half elves, all that jazz. Never played a human though. Like that's one of the only class I've actually never played in D&D. And dwarf. I've never played a human or a dwarf in D&D. Only elves, variants, tieflings. I love tieflings. Dragonborns. Split the atom. On all enemies? Oh, okay. I've actually never played Split the Atom because I always thought it would be too annoying, but maybe that's the point. I kind of want to try it out on this run. It seems quite a fun, especially if you can like stall a lot. It seems quite a fun. Nothing really interesting here. Soothing shot, I guess. Okay. No, actually gonna give that to you so you can use Split the Atom faster. Yeah, so yeah, probably gonna be playing some variant on a sorcerer dwarf or human sorcerer, probably something like that. Maybe a druid. What other classes are there? I think I went over all of them. Oh, paladin as well. Don't really like paladins. Yeah, just don't like paladins. In terms of like religious classes, I'd much rather play a cleric. Maybe I'll do kind of a specific type of cleric, you know, and try to role play it, you know, like for example, just dedicate my whole playthrough to honoring a particular god and stuff like that, and trying to role play it really well, like I would maybe in a regular D&D playthrough. No, I mean campaign or whatever. Instead of, you know, just playing just I mean, when I play in honor mode, I let roleplay out of the window. I try to win and I just try to not die. But since it's not my first, and it's also like going to be for a video, maybe I might try to abide by this in terms of gameplay, you know, just and Paladin doesn't force you to enforce it, you know, because if you go against your oath, you're dead. Well, you're not dead, but you know, you lose a lot of powers and stuff like that. But it doesn't work like that for cleric, unless they had an update. Oh my god, this run is sadly not gonna work out, I feel like. And I think it's because I keep chatting. Like when I play and talk at the same time, I feel like my skill level just goes to the shitter, because one of the best runs I had was one when I didn't speak at all. Well, also some runs I do have where I don't speak and I just get pummeled to the ground. But that's another story. That's just me being bad sometimes. But here I had all the opportunities to play well, but because I was just yapping and ranting and raving, I feel like that caused me to lose. I mean, obviously I haven't lost, but I'm gonna give up because that's useless to go on. Like, I'm not gonna be able to succeed in my quest, especially without a cleric. Like, that's gonna be difficult. And I'd rather, you know, cut my losses there. But what do I lose, you might ask? Time. Time is very of the essence. Yeah, also, like, if I do make that BG3, like Baldur's Gate 3 Let's Play, I will forego the Mewgenics run. Not every day, it's not going to be never, but it's not going to be daily anymore. Because I don't have, like, infinite time on my hands, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would just be playing video games every day, all day. But I don't, so I can't. And therefore, I will probably keep... I mean, the Minecraft Let's Plays, they are stable. We are never going to go. Mewgenics Let's Play, it can be paused. It's not a do or die type thing. So I'm probably just gonna pause this video, start downloading BG3, and to be honest, start the Let's Play. Not today because I have shit internet. I have actually, not to sound too whiny, but even though I have fiber optic, I have horrible internet. Like, okay, I'm gonna sound to all the people who really have bad internet, that's gonna sound like, oh, you're just complaining for nothing. And I do agree, because I used to be I used to go on, I was for the longest time only on ADSL, which is, this is bad internet. That's like, okay, ADSL, if you don't know, it's like 1 megabytes per second download speed at best, and I would get 0.5 most of the time because of Wi-Fi. No, I'm not there anymore. Now I'm fiber optic, And theoretically, you can get up to 20 megabytes per second, 24, where I am. And that's great. I would love to ever get to that point. But like, again, because of Wi-Fi, using Ethernet for me, unfortunately, is not an option. So I'm capped at like, on the best days, when I don't do anything with the computer and nobody is doing anything on the Wi-Fi, I'm at like 4-5 megabytes per second. But like, actually, like most of the time, on average, it's 2 megabytes per second, which is really just double the max of the DSL. So obviously, it's like great for people who are on the DSL, but yeah, it hurts. I have a friend who gets gigabyte internet, and that sucks, you know. I live in the city, he lives in the countryside, but because he has Ethernet, he gets crazy fucking gigabit internet, which I don't. And I'm salty about it. What are you gonna do, okay? Anyways, I'm gonna leave you all there. See you tomorrow, and yeah, bye bye.